Peace, everybody. We're back up in here. This is Dear World Christian Podcast. Thanks so much for stopping by. This is just a real quick. I wanted to do a mic check and check out some new features they've added on StreamYard. So I want to check those out. And I also have a couple of Andy Stanley stands, his peoples. Got a couple of comments I want to read because they were a hot mess. But hopefully you all are doing well. And drop me if you can hear me and everything sounds good, give me drop me let's go with a 6. Drop a 6 in the chat if you can hear and everything sounds okay. Add this music back in here. Let's see what everybody's saying. What's going on? Hey Q, how are you? I know we were supposed to talk today. I apologize. We'll double back and talk. Just had some fun stories to tell you. But all right. And what's happening, good people? Good to see y'all. Thank y'all so much. Again, this is just a quick mic check. I had that problem last week. I believe we got it resolved properly, so I want to make sure, of course, that is the truth. Ooh. Okay. Make sure that's the truth. Make sure everything is working like it should. And I got a fun comments from my Andy Stanley call out videos. And I want to talk about why also. So not going to be super duper long, but I kind of want to explain why we've been calling out Andy Stanley and what's the purpose of it, Jay? It's like, what's the big deal? I saw somebody's comment today, like, what's the big deal? Well, the big deal is that Andy Stanley is leading people astray. Andy Stanley is teaching something that's in error, and he's giving people false hope. He's giving them no gospel. So at the end of the day, he's damning these people to hell. And I wanted to show a couple of quick comments and to make my case. I see some people stopping by. Thank y'all so much for stopping by. I appreciate you. What did y'all say? I see a comment. Denise said something. What did Denise say? I love Denise. I love y'all. She said something. Oh, all these 6s? Is that what you're doing? Okay. And then somebody was laughing at it. Okay, cool. All right, let's look at it. All right. So this person right here. Now, look, you all know me. I try my very best to be as gracious and as kind and as even keel as I can be in the comment section. You can be foul. I don't care. I don't, as long as you're not using profanity, I'm perfectly fine with it. I don't care about that. However, oh my gosh. Oh, this is a great question. Oh, I didn't plan on turning this into that. I'm going to talk about that because I used to attend a purpose-driven church, and I'll talk to you about how to leave a purpose-driven church. So one of the things I hate is when subscribers or commenters delete comments. I totally hate that. I absolutely abhor that because, hey, if you're going to say something foul, then just live with it. Now, if it didn't get blocked because of bad words, leave it up there. Well, this person yesterday decided they wanted to come in my comment section and they were going to be foul. And I screenshot pretty regularly. So I'm just screenshotting while I'm reading the text, reading the comments. And I woke up this morning to go back through it and the person had deleted the comments. I said, oh man, now I got to go and call them out. So, but I also went and did the research. This person, he mentioned in the comment stream that I'm going to draw people to me and to see my content. I said, well, what is he talking about? So I found him on TikTok and yeah, he's foul. So he's an apostate of the Christian faith and he talks about a lot of foolishness. So I'm not going to give him any shine. So if he sees this, sorry, bruh, you did this to yourself. But I did tell him he could have emailed me. So there we go. So I'm going to do my voice reading live. Here we go. What many are furious about is Stanley calling out the body of Christ with the ugly, hypocritical, and cruel way they have been with the LGBTQ. The church needs to repent and go to their gay brothers and sisters and ask for forgiveness. I know just this little bit is making readers furious. All right. That was ridiculous. All right, let's keep it moving. So I replied back to him, nope, not furious at all. Actually, quite sad. Rather than provide true hope for the sin issue, you'd rather peddle in platitudes and threadbare tropes. No anger here, just prayer. All right, so I like calling them the alphabet mafia as well, but I want to try to read the quote exactly as it was written. But yeah, I call them the alphabet mafia as well. All right, so let me make sure I save that message. Okay, got it. I'm gonna come back to that. So let us go to his reply. See, me saying just this tiny bit made you accuse me of peddling platitudes and threadbare tropes. You can't change if you don't admit that you have a problem, and you're a perfect example of that. But please keep pushing your nonsense to the itchy ears that pay your bills and see where that puts you in eternity. And this was actually the post that he made that he deleted. And so I was like, oh, all bets are off, fam. So needless to say, I booted him off the platform. Don't delete your comments. If you say something foul about me, just leave it up there. Be a man, be a woman, leave it up there. So let it be what it is. Let's go. So this is why I'm telling you that Andy Stanley is a problem. He's a problem. And many people know that I come from a purpose-driven church model. I come from a purpose-driven church background. And I say it emphatically, the purpose-driven church is not biblical. It is not biblical. And it doesn't provide people with the true gospel. It gives them a watered down, muddied, muddled foolishness. But very rarely are you going to get the true gospel in a purpose-driven church model. Does that mean that every last one of them will do that? I can't say that emphatically, but I can say that you're going to get something different. You're not going to get the gospel as Paul outlined, as Christ outlined, as the scriptures outlined. You're going to get something else. Well, Jason, wait, Jason, that's a lap too far. Are you sure, Jason? Not a problem. Let's pull up the next comment. I attend, and I just think this is weird for people to say that they attend an Andy Stanley church. I attend one of Andy's churches. That's a problem right off the bat. If my church is not Joel's church, my church is not Danny's church. My church is the Church of Jesus Christ. Our church, and I guess is managed by Smyrna Presbyterian. Like, I'm sorry, nobody owns the church. This is weird. So even there, the person's already kind of stumbling. But let us continue. I attend one of Andy's churches. I have zero problem with this statement. I also wonder if any of the critics have ever listened to an entire sermon of his, or if they've ever visited one of his churches. Let me just stop right there. I tortured myself this past week, and I actually listened to 6. That's right, the number after 5, 6 Andy Stanley sermons back to back. And the funny thing is, she actually refers in this comment thread, she actually refers the series that I listened to, which is called Investigating Jesus. I'm just going to give you a spoiler alert right now. There is no gospel in that message. I'm sorry. There is none whatsoever. And the funny thing, the thing that's peculiar is that he's literally going through the book of Luke. And I mean, he's going through the book of Luke like a track star. He gets through the entire book of Luke in 6 sermons. So you already know where this is going, but it is amazing. So please hold tight. The video will be coming up next week and we'll talk about the 6 sermons. But I just thought it was interesting because I even told her like, oh, I listen to more than one. Trust me. I love that gay people are welcomed at our churches and that they are welcomed to serve. Now, the reason I bring it up is because, one, I want you to see this person is an Andy Stanley supporter. Her posts are still on my Andy Stanley short about what he promotes. Her comments are right there. She did not delete them, so she gets to keep them. So I bring this up because you see here, would she be okay if we had a wife-beating ministry? Would she be okay with that? Would she be okay if they had any other kind of sin against God's people? ministry. But why are you okay with a gay ministry that the people can are welcome by all means? Every sinner is welcome to come to church, but they're going to get the gospel. They should be confronted with their sin and asked to repent and turn from it. Pretty easy, but they don't. The reason I want to bring this up is I want you to see what she understands the gospel to be. Now, again, this young lady professes to be, well, she says she goes to Andy Stanley's church. I'm pretty sure if we pushed on it, she would say that she was a Christian. Okay. So let us keep moving. Look at what she thinks the gospel is. Maybe you should try it. And I had just told her, by the way, I've listened to several of his sermons. I said, sit tight. And she said, by the way, or rather, maybe you should try it, sharing the actual gospel at a gay event, not you're going to hell because you're gay, which, by the way, nobody should be saying that, because people are not going to hell because they're gay. People are not going to hell because they steal. People are not going to hell because they rob, they beat their wives, they cheat on their taxes, anything. People are going to hell because they're sinners. That's it. So that would be a misnomer, somebody saying you're going to hell because you're gay. That's a problem, because that's not the reason why they're going to hell. They're going to hell. Now, they're gay because they're going to hell. That's the issue. But let us continue. But the actual gospel, here she goes. This is what she understands. Again, an Andy Stanley supporter, this is what she understands the gospel to be. Listen to this. But the actual gospel, love God, love others. The greatest commandment. Drop down in the chat if you don't mind. If you actually love God all the time and you love others all the time, you fulfill the greatest commandment all the time. Go ahead and just go ahead and give me a coup. Let me know that you do all of this all the time. Looks pretty empty. Yeah, that is 2 commandments. That is true. Yeah, there we go. I love it. No, no one does. Christ is the only one who did. Nope, I don't. But God. Nope. There you go, baby donkey. Good luck with that. Absolutely. Crickets, crickets. I love a future. Absolutely. No. But see, this is what Andy Stanley has wrought. What fruit has Andy Stanley wrought? This is the kind of stuff that he's brought into the world. This lady thinks she's a believer. She thinks that it is okay. And later on, you'll read, I don't think I pulled up any more of hers. If you go to my Andy Stanley short, she's in there just wilding out. However, she believes truly that a person who is practicing homosexuality can be a Christian and be perfectly pleasing before the Lord. She believes that. So let's just remove homosexuality and let's put pedophilia. Let's put bestiality. Let's put cheating on your taxes. Let's put any other unrepentant sin that I identify as. And you can do that? Like, why do they get a special category that they can behave, they can be sinners and Christian at the same time? You wouldn't say adultering Christians. It just doesn't make sense. When you hear the term swinging Christian, you know good and well, like that's not a Christian. You know that. You know it. So why in the world do they give a pass to this group that identifies with their sin, demonstrating clearly that they're unrepentant? Why? But this is what Andy has wrought. So one of the reasons why we keep hammering this point with Andy is the fact that he brings people to a false hope. These people think they're Christians. They think they're pleasing to God. Oh, God is so happy that I'm serving. Oh, God is so pleased. But no, God's wrath is still abiding on you if you've not turned from your sin. And you know that you've turned from your sin because you identify as somebody who's turned away from their sin. A gay Christian is not somebody that's turned away from the sins, nor is a man that beats his wife or somebody that cheats on their taxes or a fill in the blanks. I mean, if you add something to Christian, you're not Christian. I'm sorry, there's no other way around that. I know it's gonna hurt your feelings, but you'll be okay. Go ahead, rub some salve on it, and it's gonna be okay. Now, I want to answer this question right here, if I find it again, because y'all have a lot of family reunion going on. Someone asked, how do I leave a church? There we go. BM says, how do you recommend leaving one of Andy's satellite churches that someone serves at? First of all, serving it, I used to serve in my purpose-driven, seeker-sensitive gathering place too. Serving don't mean anything. They're gonna find somebody to park those cars. They're gonna find somebody to shake them babies. They're gonna find somebody to kiss them hands. They're gonna find somebody to do something. So it doesn't matter. What you do at that church is irrelevant. You can leave today. They'll find somebody to fill that blank tomorrow. I'm telling you this from proof. I can tell you that. They don't care. They don't. Now there'll be some people that say, "Man, what happened to sister so and so? What happened to brother this and that?" And such like that. But as an overall, they are not gonna care. They're not. If the pastor from Andy Stanley's Purpose Driven Satellite comes to visit you or reaches out to you, I'd be surprised. But I don't think that's going to happen. So I always tell people, like, don't let that be the bondage. If you are feeling convicted that I need to leave from this place because they're teaching in error, because they're not teaching the gospel, because they're inviting open and rank unrepentant sinners to participate in the worship of the living God, and that's a problem. I don't want to lift my hands next to somebody who's deliberately, intentionally thumbing their nose at God. I don't want to sing alongside somebody who's intentionally and purposefully identifying with their sin. We wouldn't have a crack addict Christian. Like, that wouldn't make sense. Nobody would say, "Oh, that makes perfect sense. Crack addict Christian." Okay, sure. It wouldn't make sense. So that being the case, okay. Oh, thank you so much, BM. I'm sorry. I'm glad your comment caught up. Yep, I used to serve with the kids ministry too, because I was a school teacher, and it just worked out. And it breaks my heart to leave those kids. I totally understand. But I'm going to tell you this from experience, and as sure as my name is Jason, they will find somebody else to kiss them hands and shake them babies next week. And if you are feeling convicted that leaving is the right thing to do, if you feel like, you know what, God is pricking my heart that I should probably not be a part of this gathering of people, that they're moving in the wrong direction, whatever, and you're feeling that way, don't let anything else keep you there, because that thing has now become greater than God. If God is pricking your heart saying, you need to go find a better church, you need to get out of here, this is not good for you, and he's drawing you out, and you stay because you serve in Wamba Kids, or you serve with the youth ministry, or you park in cars, or whatever it is, that thing has now elevated itself in its opinion above God's truth. I think that's a terrible place to be. And it's going to be sad. You'll cry. You will be sad for a while. You might need to, all that kind of stuff. Listen to some sad music and all of that. But I think that you will be better off obeying what you truly believe God is telling you to do. I'm not saying this because I don't like Andy. I'm saying this because I hate Purpose Driven. I am saying that because of that. But I don't think, if you feel God's conviction, I should leave from here, I should not be here, this is not the right place to be, then do that. Then obey. Now, on the same note, I would be intentional about finding a good church. And I think it's funny because today I was looking with another YouTuber. We were talking about G3 conference coming up and how we can help people find good churches. And there are several websites, Founders Ministry. Let me pull them up real quick so I can make sure I have the right URLs. Founders Ministry has a really nice page. And hey, if you're here in Atlanta, in the metro area, come on down to Smyrna. I'll be Deacon of the Month all month, so you can come hang out with me. So here's Founders Ministry. They have a churchfounders.org is their website. I'm gonna drop it in here. There's that. Then G3 has one as well. And again, you might need to check several of them because not every church is identified on every site. G3men.org, I think it is. And then it's Church Finders, I think. Under network, please forgive me, find a church. Here's another one right here. And I think John Harris also has one too. And I checked them. I found my church on two of them. So, if that works for you, BM, I hope that it can. I hope those can help you out and give you a little bit of assurance. But and now I am not saying, what I am not saying is that you got to leave tomorrow. Like you got to run. Like it's the building's on fire. But I think if you made an honest exit plan and said, hey, by Valentine's Day, by the end of the month, I'm going to be out of here, and just let your people know, like, hey, I'm going to be moving on, and probably not, you won't be seeing me after March 1st. So I'm just letting you know this right now, and I will serve out, with the kids and whatever. Let that go. But that's my 2 cents as it relates to that. If you feel God's conviction to leave, you got to go. You got to get on the streets. Jareen, hey friend, G3 Ministry has a church look. Yeah, I just dropped it in there. Yep. And I think, I was looking for John Harris's. He has one as well, I found on his site. And I just think it's probably the best thing to do. And see any other comments in there? I think that's all. I love it. I will have actually I got a video with John Harris coming up. He's addressing my good friend Andy. All right, let me drop this on y'all too. Find a church. All right. So yeah, and if you are looking for a church and you found a really good website that helps people find churches, please let me know, and I will maybe put together a little list of them or something. So here's the one from John Harris's website. It's called discerningchristians.com, and you just plug in where you are and all that kind of good stuff. Oh, thank you, Abby. I'm sorry. I didn't see that. Sorry. Yes. Discerning Christians. So Lindsay says she found a church through the Gospel Coalition's church finder, but I would warn you to vet the church. And that is true too. Yes. Now, all of these churches, you want to check them out, because I don't know how churches get on like G3's and Discerning Christians website, because they're not there's hundreds of churches between my house and the next church that they recommend. Like, how do you have these churches? So it's just something I would definitely look into. But as Lindsay said, make sure you vet the church and do a good dig and make sure that you feel really comfortable with who it is that you're going, where you are going to, and that is right there. Let's see if the Gospel Coalition, I want to give them an opportunity. So let's see if the Gospel Coalition still has theirs up. Oh no. Okay, 9 Marks has one too, I see. Okay. Yeah, don't just look at their belief statement. I agree. Don't just, and that would be a fun episode, but a fun discussion. Like, what do you look for in a church? Like, what are your must-haves? What are your things that you gotta have? Let's see. Okay, I gotta give Gospel Coalition credit, because my church comes up on their website. I have no idea what their criteria is though. Okay, yeah. So Gospel Coalition, let's look at 9 Marks while we're here, and then I'm gonna get y'all out here. I know Daryl is doing a live, and by the way, I will be doing a live this evening at 9:00 with Tim Frisch from A Frisch Perspective. We're going to be interviewing oh my gosh, Kevin Foskey. You've seen him on Twitter. He's the guy that does all the denominational comedy skits, like how denominations celebrate Christmas or how denominations shoot guns. He has that one as well. It's hilarious. So we're going to be, okay, so 9 Marks has one too. Let me drop that on here. And maybe we'll look at the Foskey video real quick too. I think it's like Conversations with a Calvinist, I think is his channel. Or Conversations with a Calvinist or Talking with Calvinists. Anyway, I'm gonna be on there tonight with Tim Frisch this evening. All right. Conversations with a Calvinist. That's what it's called. And let's just share this real quick. That's not right. All right. So yeah, this is going to be all right. So yeah, this is the guy. So we're going to interview him tonight on A Fresh Perspective. Tim asked me to come over and check him out. And I said, hey, I haven't been over on Tim's show in a while. He did a really comical one about different denominations shooting guns. And it was, I think they took it down. Oh, no, it's right here. Oh, okay. All right. Let me know if y'all can hear this. Let me know if y'all can hear this. Can y'all hear it all? Okay, so you can't hear it. I'm sorry. All right, let me fix that. Sorry about that. I'll gladly watch it again because it was comical. Mm-hmm. So what it is that this side will not allow me to share my audio. Why is it doing that? It's the same thing happened the other day too. Oh, how about this one? We'll do it like this. Here, everybody go. I'm gonna drop the link. Everybody go watch it, and that way he'll get a nice little boost in his views. There we go. Problem solved. Okay, so check that out when we get out of here. So I'll see him tonight at 9 on the Fresh Perspective. I'll make sure I put a community post up about that as well. I have no idea why it's doing that, but that's it. Okay, I love Lutheran satire. I love Lutheran satire. It's the greatest. I just wish they would put out more content because they just have me sitting there checking, like, oh, I wish there was another one. Oh, I wish there was another one. Yes, as somebody mentioned right here, even Bethel Redding is Orthodox if you believe their belief statement. So you definitely got to check them out. All right, what do we have? What do we have? I love it. I love it. All right, good people. Well, yeah, this was just a real quick. I had no intention of being on here long. I know that like Daryl King is going to be doing a live. I'm going to be doing a live later on tonight as well. But I just wanted to just touch bases with you all and make sure my mic worked, make sure my camera was following, doing what it needed to do, and then also just catch up with you all. So I will see you all. I will see you all on this evening, hopefully. And if no, it will not be. Sorry, you were asking about that. Someone asked, will I be on my channel? I'll be on the Fresh Perspective. So let me drop his link too. I'll be on the Fresh Perspective or a Fresh Perspective. I don't know where I got the. It's a Fresh Perspective. So here's your reminder right here. Sorry about that. It's gonna be ridiculous. Hey guys, Keith looks like he's gonna be a lot of fun. So that should be a good conversation. That's tonight at 9 Eastern Standard Time. Everybody, thank y'all so much. I'll see you all this evening. Have a great weekend. If I don't see you before then, I will be doing my show on Sunday. God willing, it'll be late Sunday night because I have to be at church. So it'll be 8:30-ish or so on Sunday, but I will do the wrap-up show. We'll go over all the kind of joy that we've brought Andy Stanley and such like that. So hey, take care, everybody. Grace and peace. Take care.